Yo, what is good, YouTube family? It is your boy Joe Fit Johnson, back at it again, bringing y'all some fire content. So today I'm about to bring y'all through a leg day warm-up. These are some of my favorite movements that I think that everyone should implement. Something that I skipped when I first started my journey. It's not really necessarily stretching, but mobility work, right? I found myself being able to, squat over 300 pounds, deadlift over 300 pounds, but I couldn't do simple stuff like this, right? I couldn't do stuff like this, right? So my goal here is to teach you guys how to both warm up properly, stretch out properly, and just implement some stretches, some mobility work, some warm-ups into your leg day. Because that was something that I slept on for a while, and I know that it's something that a lot of people need, all right? So we're gonna go over both dynamic stretching and static stretching. If you don't know the difference between that, so dynamic stretching is when you are stretching using movement, right? So instead of just doing toe touches and going like this and holding it, this is a static stretch, right? Because you're still, you would do something like a Frankenstein, right? Where you're implementing some movement into the stretching. So this is gonna allow your body to warm up and stretch out at the same time. So I'm just gonna bring y'all through. This is gonna be raw, it's not gonna be overly edited. Y'all know I like the cinematics, y'all know I like the cuts and stuff like that, but this is gonna be just me bringing y'all through some of the things that I like to do before I warm up. As y'all may have saw, I'll pop up a video up here, but I like to do some type of warm up. So whether it be treadmill, burpees, jumping jacks, jump rope, shadow boxing, something to warm my body up before I get into stretching. Because something that I believe and that I know is you can't stretch cold noodles, right? If you just go into the gym and you're just cold and you just get straight into stretching, you're not gonna really be able to elongate the muscles as you could if you warmed up, and you're not gonna be able to get a good enough stretch. As well as why stretching and mobility is important is it's going to prevent injury, it's going to help with your range of motion, and it's going to help with overall performance, everything. So honestly, like simple stuff, even just like high knees like this, right? This is going to be opening up the groin, opening up the hamstrings, the glutes, you know what I'm saying? I do simple stuff like this to warm up as well. You feel me? Same thing with like arm swings. On upper body day, you're never too good for good old arm swings. You're never too good for, you know what I'm saying? Get your body moving. So as I may have saw, I hopped on the treadmill and I'll do like jogging and sprint intervals. So I'll start off with a walk, work up to a jog, and then I'll get up to a sprint. And in between my sets while I'm resting, I'll put my leg up on the machine, stretch out my glutes, stretch out my hamstrings, get into a deep squat on the machine. And while I'm doing my warming up, my cardio, I'm also stretching. And then after I do that, I'll get into a deeper focus stretch, both static and dynamic. So I'm about to bring y'all through. So something I like to do, been doing this for a while, gonna be leg swings. So it's like a pendulum, right? And you wanna start off small. Don't worry about going real big, but you're just gonna go side to side, right? You can start off small. Start off with small swings, and then work up bigger as you warm up. As you warm up, this is gonna stretch both the groin, the glutes, hamstrings. This is fire, right? So you're gonna do that on both sides for 10 to 15 times, right? So these are horizontal swings. Boom, 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 boom. So this is a dynamic stretch, right? Because I'm moving while I am stretching. I am actually getting the muscles warmed up and stretched out using movement and increasing the range as I go as well. Similar to that, you can do vertical swings. So now you're upright, you're kicking forward, kicking back, forward, back. And it's not about how high you go out the gate. You don't want to pull something trying to go real high. So just start off small. This is gonna hip, right? Stretching your hip, hamstrings, hip, hamstrings, hip. And when I'm kicking forward, I'm pointing my toe towards me to really get that stretch onto the hamstring. You will feel it a lot more from going like this and going like this, right? That hamstring gets a deeper stretch when you point that toe up. Even if you're doing just like static toe touches, instead of just going like this, poke that toe up. right? You feel that hamstring stretch a lot more. And then that'll take me to my next stretch, which is gonna be stretch out the hamstrings. And again, I don't just hold it here. I don't know the names of all these stretches. I'm not a fucking word type of person. I just, I know how to do them. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, toe touches, right? Boom. So I'll come here. Show you out from this angle. So that bounce in it makes it dynamic. You're moving with it. Boom, 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 right? Boom. Be gentle. Starting out, you can just go slow and just feel that stretch. Make sure you're engaging the right. Feel that stretch. Boom. This is great for before you get into your deadlifts, right? Because that's your hamstrings. Before you get into your hamstring curls, all that good stuff. So let's get back into leg swings. And if you're short on time, I will recommend implementing this in between your sets as well. So do, 1 or 2 sets of this before you get into your lifts, but then you can start getting into your lifts. So whether you're doing barbell squats, leg press, lunges, start working up your sets. Start doing your warm-up sets, and then do this in between. And something that you're noticing here is when I'm kicking here and I come back, I'm actually stretching out this leg by hinging here at the hip. And that's another stretch that I like to do for the hamstrings. So something that I'll do is I'll do like a lunge, and then I'll do like a toe touch. Right? Lunge, toe touch. This is a bit more advanced, but all this is stretching out the hamstrings. So let's go over them again. So we got boom, 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 right? Or if you don't want to, you can do this. Boom, 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 right? Then we got these. You can also do Frankensteins. Boom, 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 boom. All right, then you can come here, lunge, hinge. This is more advanced. My hamstrings are tight just doing this, and it takes balance. Look at one spot when you're doing this. If you struggle with balance, a good pro tip is to look at one spot. So when you're doing it, boom. Oof, one spot, Joe. I was not looking at one spot. So that was a lot of hamstring focused work. A couple more of my favorite stretches. We're gonna get into stretching out the glutes, stretching out the hips. So absolute staple, always, before, during, after, deep squat stretch. And typically I like to hold on to something as I do it, but you just sit into your deep squat. If you're a beginner, you may be like this. So it's gonna help to hold on to something. Hold on. Really ideal because it's not very stationary, but it works. But a table, a bench, anything near you that you can grab. But here, boom. And what I like to do here is I like to bounce a little bit, right? Go side to side, bounce a little bit. Then you can go into stretching out your hamstrings, so straighten out your legs, backing down to the squat, bounce, 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 back up, You want to keep your heels planted to the ground this whole time. If you find your heels are coming up, that means you have tight ankles and you need to work on ankle dorsiflexion, which is your ankle mobility. This is what's going to help you to be able to get deep squat stretches while planting your heels to the ground. That's why, you know, like the Asian squat, they squat like this. I couldn't do this for a long time. That's why like a lot of powerlifters, they have those platform shoes where there's a slight raise in the heel, because that's going to increase the mobility. So you can put a plate under you. So if you're doing squats and you can't really get ass to grass while keeping your heels planted to the ground, you can put a plate under your feet, and that's going to help increase your mobility, right? Because you have a different angle, and that's going to help increase the mobility of your ankle. Some stretches for ankle dorsiflexion since we're on the topic. So you can, and this is also an amazing stretch to do for your hips right here, right? You're shifting your hip here forward, boom, 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 right? Now to focus on stretching out the ankle, you're gonna work on bringing this knee over your toe, right? So now you're bringing it forward here, right? And give it a little rock. Now you're stretching out this ankle, right? And the hip, boom. Then you can come here, straighten out, stretch out the hamstring back here. And now we can make it dynamic by moving into it. Boom. 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 And then from here, typically what I like to do is I will bring my leg down and over, all right? Down and over, and now I'm gonna stretch out that glute and that hip. So from here, now we're in a different type of position, right? You can sit up like this into a pigeon, right? Or you can stay with your butt down to the ground. Let's just say we're up into a pigeon, right? This is gonna stretch out my right glute, right? Back here, the one that you can't see. So we're here stretching that out. We can bring our chest down. Up. This is stretching out that hip, stretching out that glute and that hip, that right hip back here. Boom, right? Same thing on the other side. Let's go through the same movement. Right, so we're here. We're gonna stretch out that hip right here. We're gonna bring that hip forward. Boom. Boom, right? Give it a little rock. Give it a little rock. Boom. Stretch that hip out, right? Right here. Right? And now to stretch out that ankle, we're gonna put the weight through here, bring this knee over this toe. We're gonna give it a little rock. And I would say put a mat under the floor so your knees don't hurt like mine's hurting right now. All right, then we can come back here. So something else that I realized as I was bodybuilding, and even still, sometimes like when it comes down, like I used to couldn't do this at all, like at all. Like sit on my knees like this. Back when I was bodybuilding, couldn't do this at all. Could not put my butt to my knees. I was like this. This is as far as I could go, or like here. But now I can get it fully folded. I did recently like tweak my knee. I think it's because I've been picking up on running and I haven't been doing enough knee stabilization exercises and building the muscles around my knee good enough. But I found that I ran into that problem again where it feels like my knee's inflamed. So if y'all see me kind of making kind of some pain in my eyes, my right knee is kind of tweaked right now, where it's like it's giving me some pain when I do it, but that's something that was new. I used to be pain-free. Like a month ago, I was pain-free, just able to sit in it. Now it's kind of giving me a little issue, but I'm just working on these stretches again to alleviate that pain. Another thing, oh shit, I didn't show y'all the left side of this. Okay, my bad. There's so much to show y'all, bro. Like I can literally do this all day. But yeah, we was working on this, right? We was working on this, right? Boom, 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 right? And then we flipped our, and I was gonna show y'all the pigeon stretch on this side. So now we come down to our butt, right? Look at me. I hope y'all are visual learners, but here, boom, right? So now we're stretching out this hip back here, right? We're also stretching out the front of this hip right here. Like you'll feel all this, right? We're in a 90 degree. All right, so now that when I bring my chest down, I can feel my hip back here stretching, my glute stretching. So we come here, right? Boom. But what I was doing on the other side is a pigeon stretch. So instead of being on my glute, right now I'm sitting back on my glute. I'm gonna sit up like this. Boom. Show y'all a different side. What I was showing y'all before, that 90-90 killer, super important. So gonna come here, right, shift over, boom. You got a 90 degree at this leg, 90 degree at this leg. This is stretching your inner hip in here. You'll feel it. It's like it's weird, interior hip, right? And then this leg here, back here, is gonna be the external hip, right? So then we come down here, we can do that same thing. You may not be able to get that low, but just play with it, just fill it out. And then when you sit upright, I'm telling you, you'll feel the inside of your hip. It's so weird, but it's such a good stretch. And then something you can play with from here is lifting up this back foot. How many of y'all can do that? Drop in the comments if you could do this. You feel me? Boom. I could not do all this flexibility when I was just bodybuilding. I wasn't doing calisthenics. I wasn't focused on stretching, mobility. I could not do this. Boom. Boom. So I really do it based on feel and stretching it out more than like reps. When it comes to stretching, I really go based on like just feeling loose. Of course, the butterfly, super important. So you want to bring this in and you want to fly, right? A lot of y'all not going to be able to go this deep, right? A lot of y'all that be in the comments talking about whatever y'all think y'all know. This shit right here is a beast. Also breathing. Breathing is going to help your stretching a lot. It's going to help you to get deeper. When you wake up in the morning, stretch. When you're watching TV, stretch. When you're watching YouTube, stretch. When you're studying, stretch. Before bed, stretch. When you're in the sauna, stretch. I always like to give my stretching some rocking to add some movement to it. I just feel like it gives it a deeper stretch overall. But yeah, so boom, butterfly. You can even put some light weight on here, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, kind of press it down. See me, I'm trying to be able to kick 6'5" niggas in the head. You feel me? Like, I don't even, am I still in the camera? I really hope so. Yeah. So yep, I showed y'all the 90-90. And this you can play with here too and just move with it. Boom, 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 boom. And then you can take it to the next level and boom. 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 this is helpful, if you're implementing this, make sure you save it. I highly recommend making a playlist. Like use YouTube, use TikTok, use Instagram, make playlists. If you're gonna gather information, gather it with structure. Use playlists, make folders, etc. But yeah, this butterfly, absolutely crucial. Come here, frog. So you can also do the frog like this. You sit into it like this, give it some rocking so you can sit back, rock forward, sit back, rock forward, kind of get up in there. Very important. And Kegels, my boys and girls. Get into that deep squat stretch. Put your elbows inside, push out. And then here's another dynamic stretch that I really like to do. So I come here, right? Come down to a deep squat stretch. And then from here, you're gonna reverse, right? So now you're gonna put your butt up into a deadlift or to a stiff leg deadlift or to a toe touch, right? Boom, right? Hinge, squat, reverse, up. Hinge, right? My back is not bent. I'm not just bending over here. Back is straight. Hinge at the hips, right? I'm pushing my butt back. This is deadlift fundamentals 101, right? Push back. Straight, 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 straight. You feel your hamstring stretching, your glutes stretching. You feel all that. If you don't, you probably don't have that much muscle built back there yet. Boom. Into a squat, deep squat stretch. Sit down up in there, reverse. Boom. And I do this so you can feel the front of your hip stretching. All right, boom. 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 You can also hold your ankles. I see some people hold their ankles the whole time. Boom. 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 Fire. Another thing I like to do, strengthen up the hips. Be right back. So I forget the name of this stretch as well, but this is something that's super important. It's gonna work your hamstrings, your back, it's gonna stretch everything out. I think it's called something to fold. It's a fold. I forget the name. Are the names that important? No, I don't think so. Here we go. So you're gonna come here, right? We're still working on that same mechanic, that hinge, that deadlift, right? But this time we're gonna let our spine curve, but we're gonna do it in a controlled, slow manner. So we're gonna come here. I like to do it as a breath work too. So I inhale, and then exhale as I go down. And I slowly fold. And then back up. This is like the only time I let my spine curve. Exhale. it's not about going real heavy. This is only 10 pounds. My lats and my triceps, I'm tight. This will open up your triceps. This will open up your lats, your shoulders. All right, now for the hips. Very important, increase speed. If you find that your hips feel really tight, something that I learned, because my hips even still feel tight, because honestly, this is something that I recently, like I said, back when I was deadlifting 300, 400 pounds, PR, strength, I was skipping small stuff like this. Right? Strengthening the hip flexors. Right? This is going to help performance. A lot of times people's hips feel tight, but they're not really tight, they're just weak. Right? And also when your hips are weak, when your hips are not mobile, it will cause knee pain, it will cause back pain. Everything's connected, it's crazy. So it's like, as I've gone through this journey, a lot of these things I've learned through my own errors. Like my body would be hurting and I'm like, man, how do I heal this? Get to researching, get to implementing things, getting to follow different people. Like one of my guys I like to follow is knees over toes guy, Saturno movement, calisthenics guy, a lot of yoga, but we want to get here, right? That front hip flexor. Especially when it comes to like running, right? To get faster, you have a strong hip flexor, this is gonna increase your speed, right? Also with kicking, y'all know I'm getting into martial arts, so I'm trying to get my hips right, strong and mobile. You feel me? Yeah. I did this yesterday, so my shit's tired. So that's the vertical movement, right here, boom, 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 right? Next movement you do is the side. You can also do this on the floor. Right? You can also hold it to strengthen it. Isometric hold. Once you get that, you hold it here. Once you get that, you put ankle weights on. That's how I've been getting my kicks better. Right? Boom, boom, boom. This also, if you lean over here, it'll stretch out this hamstring. This is how I put my hamstring a couple times from not practicing this enough and then just going out and kicking. I'm telling you, I went like this, pop, pull my shit. It's still not 100%, but it's getting a lot better. Ooh. Ooh. Another thing you do is, hold on. All right, I'm gonna show y'all a couple more. I know this video is long, but you know what I'm saying? If somebody wants to timestamp it down below, if I don't get to it first, it's a follow along, it's educational. If you want the knowledge, you want the knowledge, but fold one leg over the other. Like this, it's gonna strengthen, it's gonna stretch out your hip, your external hip flexor right here. Boom. Boom. Right? I usually like to do this sitting, or even if there's like a box. If I had a box up here, I would throw my leg up and I would do the same thing. Right? Stretch all that out. But if you're on the ground or if you're sitting, do the same thing, kind of just like here. Oh, it feels so good. Like I can feel my glute back here stretching. I can feel my hip stretching. Like you gotta just get in tune with your body. Honestly, that's a big part of it as well. Of course, we got the side to side. Right, start off with body weight. here. I'll even come here with it. Got Joey Gore in the cut. Sheesh. All right. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good flow. Beginner to intermediate to advanced. Take your time with all these progressions. Take your time with your journey. Take your time with your stretching. It's not a rush. It's not a competition. And warm up. Warm up before you do all these. Y'all saw me hit the treadmill, do jumping jacks, do lunges. You can do all these. You don't have to sit here and do sets on sets either. You know, like as I go and I'm doing barbell squats and I'm doing my lunges and I'm doing my leg press and all that, I'm implementing these stretches during that time, you know? So these are foundational. These are something, you know, if you want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? I meditate like this, you feel me? I didn't used to be able to do this, you feel me? Like real pretzel gang. You know what I'm talking about? Real flexy. This will also help, you know what I'm saying, your Kegel gang, you feel me, dogs? Boom. Boom. That hip rotation. Boom. All right, but yeah, if y'all like this type of content, man, make sure y'all hit the like. You feel me? Hey, y'all see the gym swag too. Dope Not Famous sweats, you feel me? The balloon joggers. Stop playing with your boy. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You see everybody with the Sambas. You don't see nobody rocking these, though. You dig? If you go and cop these because you're inspired, make sure you go like a half size to size up because they run kind of small. The toe box is kind of small, but these is fly. You feel me? Shout out to Nike. Shout out to the gang, man. We out here. But yeah, you feel me? The gym swag is on a, you know what I'm saying, something different. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tap in with your boy. Content's been coming. I appreciate everybody who's tapping in, man. Join the community. Hit the link down below. You can also watch the masterclass from my people that want to learn how to do body recomposition. You want to learn how to build muscle, burn fat at the same damn time without sacrificing carbs, because you can have carbs and you can get lean and you can build muscle. It's all about 80-20, balance and moderation, and having that protein consciousness as well, having an overall healthy, balanced lifestyle, right? Health consciousness, but make sure y'all tap in with me, man. Whole lot of gang. Appreciate y'all. Peace. All right, so something else that I've been implementing, again, I don't know what these are called. Something I've slowly been working on to help build my knee strength and mobility. If you're a beginner, I recommend using like an assistance. So you can use like a resistance band to help pull you up. Another exercise that I slept on for a while that I've been implementing to help strengthen my knee and the surrounding parts of my knee are going to be toe races. So you put your butt on a wall and you work on lifting your toes off the ground, squeezing your knee cap and flexing your quad. I like to hold it for a couple of seconds. Down, up, squeeze, 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 hold it. Down. I learned this from Knees Over Toes guy who specializes in knee rehabilitation exercises, such as reverse sled, reverse treadmill, basically going in reverse, and basically he was told that he wouldn't be able to dunk again or he wouldn't be able to jump again, and he was able to rehabilitate his knee. So now that's his passion, that's his mission on social media, and he sells a program that works on knee rehabilitation. So if you're interested in that, I definitely recommend following him and checking that out. That's definitely something that I need to actually go through his program, honestly. hip,